am I venturing into the fashion industry? Come on. Do you see this cup?
Whether you love him or you hate him, you can't deny Kanye West's impact on fashion. His style has always stood out, and he didn't just wear trends, he set them. From pink polos to oversized hoodies to chunky sneakers, over the years his choices have influenced runways, streetwear, and even how brands collaborate with artists. This video is gonna break down how it happened. When Kanye first entered the scene in the mid-2000s, hip-hop and rap style was dominated by more baggy and oversized looks, pretty similar to the style that we all know and love today. Kanye showed up in Ralph Lauren polos, a lot of the times pink, even slim blazers and Louis Vuitton backpacks. It was more of a preppy meets street kind of look, and that was very different from the genre at the time. 2007, he teamed up with Bape on the Dropout Bear Bapesta, which was his first sneaker collab. He also made those shutter shades a global trend, so if y'all remember from the Stronger video, there was a lot of knockoffs of this style at the time. And around that time, he started teasing his own label, Pastel, even wearing some of the unreleased pieces in public. And by 2009, he became an official Louis Vuitton collaborator, releasing 3 luxury sneakers for Paris Fashion Week. So some images from this era went viral. There's this viral picture of him and Virgil in Paris holding a Goyard briefcase in hand. This really signaled a new hip hop style, so less of the baggy and oversized and more tailored and luxury focused. Next was a luxury phase. So in 2009, he interned at Gap and Fendi to study design and production. He really immersed himself in Paris Fashion Week, sometimes even sneaking into shows with Virgil Abloh to kind of soak up the craft. And in 2011, he tried launching his own women's line. He had 2 seasons in Paris, and this made it clear that he wasn't just chasing celebrity merch, but he was trying to aim for the highest league. So even though his own line struggled, his personal style and collaboration from 2010 to 2013 heavily leaned into luxury labels. Coachella in 2011, he wore a Celine silk blouse. Even the Watch the Throne era was filled with Givenchy, if y'all remember those leather kilts, which was pretty controversial at the time, or even that famous Rottweiler t-shirt that we all know. And the creative director at the time, Riccardo Tisci, even designed a tour wardrobe and the album cover art. And in 2012, Kanye debuted the Maison Margiela Crystal Mass, and he continued to wear it throughout the 2013 and 2014 Yeezus tour. And when it comes to sneakers, we all remember the hype around Red Octobers, so the Nike Air Yeezy 2s. They were such a popular shoe at the time. He first wore them at SNL in 2013, and then they dropped in 2014 after he had already left Nike. And even though he left Nike, they still sold out within minutes. And this really cemented the Yeezy name in sneaker culture. And the beginning of the Kanye Adidas era was in February 2015 when they first launched the Yeezy Boost 750s. This release kicked off the new sneaker empire post Nike. Next was the minimalist movement, where he sort of stripped it all back. So in 2015, he had Yeezy Season 1, which featured neutral palettes, more oversized proportions, overall just a post-apocalyptic athleisure aesthetic. So he had all these models stand in military formation with more distressed basic clothing, which honestly redefined what luxury streetwear could be. Later that year in September, he had Season 2, which doubled down on desert tones and utilitarian cuts. And the following February, he held Yeezy Season 3 at Madison Square Garden, which sort of merged both a concert and a runway. And the show also featured a bunch of celebs, so we had Yachty at the time, Young Thug, and Naomi Campbell. Outside of the runway, while this was all happening, Yeezy sneakers became sort of an economic engine. He had limited drops which would sell out instantly. This started fueling the resale market, so people would buy these sneakers and resell them for sometimes even triple the price. But at the end of the day, Yeezy's success proved that a musician-led brand could rival fashion houses in both influence and sales. These shows blurred art, fashion, and music and reshaped the industry's color palette and silhouette for years. So next was more of his retail revolution years. From 2019 to 2022, he had the goal to bring high concept design to mass retail, and he announced a 10-year Yeezy Gap partnership in June 2020. The first piece that they released was the blue round jacket in 2022. So it was really playing on silhouette, more modern and elevated than your typical Gap piece, bringing that high concept design to the masses. And then following that, he came with a few more items in late 2021, most notably the Yeezy Gap hoodie, basically just a plain hoodie that came in a bunch of different colors, but the main difference with that hoodie was the silhouette and the quality at such a cheap price. By 2021, Kanye was deep in Balenciaga's world. He always admired Demna's work, even from when Demna was at Vetements, a lot of the times wearing his designs. For example, that famous picture with him and Lord, and he was wearing the Vetements hoodie. And in 2021, they formally joined forces, so he leaned on Demna as creative director for the Donda Stadium events, and Demna did what he does best, which is blend high fashion fashion with performance art. And around this time, Kanye's looks became uniform. So if you remember, he was wearing those masks, the Balenciaga bomber jacket, and the Balenciaga croc boots. And this was an unstoppable force at the time. As we know, both Kanye and Demna are good for maximum cinematic impact. In 2022 is where we saw the Yeezy Gap engineered by Balenciaga collection, where they brought Demna's more dystopian aesthetic into the Yeezy Gap line. And in Paris later that year, Kanye opened up for the infamous Balenciaga Spring 2023 Mud Show. So all these events show how intertwined Kanye and Demna were at the time, and how his vision was to bring high fashion and performance art to the masses. From pink polos to face masks, Kanye West's style evolution really mirrors the last 20 plus years of fashion's biggest shifts. So he brought streetwear into luxury, he made beige a status color, and he honestly proved that a musician could compete with heritage fashion houses. Designers from Virgil Abloh to Jerry Lorenzo to Demna all credit his vision, and his Yeezy silhouettes and colorways could be seen through fashion today. So love him or hate him, you've probably dressed like Kanye even if you didn't mean to. From Louis Vuitton to Yeezy season runways, Margiela masks to Gap and Balenciaga, Kanye West rewrote the fashion rules. Once the leader, now a symbol, and a reminder how far fashion could be pushed.